What's going on, everybody? Yes, yo, and you don't stop. Big John, come rocking the short shot. Welcome back. Manic Monday, wish it was Sunday. Forget that. I don't bet on Sunday. It's called to the Pen HQ. Fastest show in MLB. Absolutely freaking anywhere, baby. Come on, you know how we do it. 115 off the crack of the bat. This ain't madness. This is Sparta, baby. Me and you, the Call to the Pen crew. Rest of those shows losing steam. What? We are just getting started, man. We are just getting started. Flying around on a ball of water, around the ball of fire. Let's go get it, everybody. Fire Sports, Jeff L, OPMG, B Sims, Tyler C, William, Craig, Brian E. Yes, y'all. The feelings assembled. We may not be huge, but we are freaking fierce. And there's absolutely nothing like this, man. All kidding aside, right? Me and you, understanding. We're teaching, we're learning theory, advanced stats, application. Come on, just every single thing that all the ninnies out there and the midwits are not doing. Oh my gosh, let's get into some of it, show off some of the nuance of the context that you get here. Hat tip to my man, Rob Pizzola. Man, I missed this pudding game. Did he beat Rufus? If you know Jay, let me know. I don't know how Rob came in as a favorite. If I watched him putt the first time, I would have had him as a slight dog. Rob, if you watch, we love you, kid. Oh, he won the boss. Like I said, Rob, heavy dog going in. Should have won that thing by a mile. We love you, Rob Pizzola. Tag my man, the pizza man, north of the border, bringing you the large round. Let's go get it, man. It's time to do it. OPMG says Big John's caffeinated. Feeling excellent, my friend. Just feeling fantastic. Like when I'm healthy, coming off a true day off. We joke about the first lesson of the day, maybe one of the more important ones, right? Because we came out of the box flying, talking about energy and passion, sustainability, and that's the key to it, right? A lot of people were yelling on their shows in April, right? There was a lot of yelling in April. And it gets a little quieter in May, and it slows down in June until July, and most of them are packed up their bags, and they're thinking about other sports because baseball mopped the floor with them. Not around here, man, right? You got to have fun when you do it. That's key number one to sustainability. Have fun when you do it. Surround yourself with good people when you do it. See, I'm checking my own boxes. And then for me, at least, I always take one day off a week. Coming from high-speed derivatives trading, that's a really fast game, and it's 6 days. Also, there's no Saturday. It opens Sunday night. I used to count as a work day because there's a lot of money going on before anything even happens. I know, it's funny. And I found you've got to take a day off, man. You always want one day off to just take a break from the math and the risk, sometimes even the frustrations of it all. So that's what we're all about, staying in the arena, right? That's what it really is. Isn't that what betting is all about? Not depositing, right? That's what it's all about. Yeah, everybody wants to win. But anybody's selling you these $1 million dreams on, even $100 accounts or $1,000 accounts, it just don't work that way. Player props, Yvonne. Hope you had a great weekend, my dude. We got to hook up again. Again, make sure everybody you're watching pass the prop. They're the best. Jay and Mono. It's so great, man. One of those 1 + 1 = 3 things. All right, let's get into the games. It's like an abridged slate. Just an awful slate, and I'm way behind. DraftKings was down this morning, and you could see it affect other books. There were entire game lines missing and F5 missing in particular, but now that it's up, they're starting to pop up. So Jay and everybody, bear with me. Let's get down and do the thing that we do. Me and you, Call to the Pen crew, baby. First up, Houston Astros. Framber Valdez on the bump on the road, -150 dog against my boy Braxton Garrett, +125 on the road. Take a look at Valdez. He's been excellent. 3.3 ERA, 109 WHIP, OPS at 639. I mean, indicators agree. He's awesome. He kind of even added some of the strikeout stuff people doubted he had in the bag. I was so high on him. I'm taking the lap, right? 25K to 6% walk. 19K on his BBs, not nothing. 29 CSW. He's been really good. And he's a ground ball machine. Maybe next year we'll get ground ball props. How great would that be? 54% ground ball. The hard hit rates, these are the guys you got to ignore it. Because he's got the expected WOBA right at 300 on the nose. I mean, the splits are all strong. Really hard to find a flaw with Framber Valdez. Again, when he doesn't have the swing and miss stuff going, he just throws a lead sinker. Other side, Braxton Garrett, 4.08 ERA, 119 WHIP, 742 OPS. We've been mentioning this all year. You got to be careful with Garrett. His season-long stats, the freaking Marlins let him wear like a 12 or 13 earned runs in one start. Pick any pitcher season you want and add 11 earned runs through an inning or whatever, 2 innings. Honestly, they shouldn't have let him do it too. But again, part of what you come here for, the control through the roof for Garrett, 4% walk rate on the year, 32.5 ball. Then he's got the bully stuff going, which I love. When first strike plus O swing goes over 100, he gets up, he gets ahead. And he makes you chase his junk, right? 67 first strike, 36 O swing, all really good with the 50% ground ball rate, all the stuff that we really like. 318 X WOBA for Garrett. He's kind of struggling at home, which I noticed. Again, people wonder how I'm able to pull this crap out of my hat all the time, Follow me on Twitter at John Laghezza, Laghezza. John Laghezza, flow sharper than a razor, kid. Pin tweet, and it's football right now, but it takes you to the same site, Sharpener. Maybe I should just do a shebang. Man, I'm hardly. It's $20 for us a season for the baseball, 10 for football, but maybe I put them all together. The idea being, I've been doing this for years. And baseball, there's so much work, so many games, so many splits, so many details, and now with granular stuff you need for props. I really think I bring the smoke with these cheat sheets. I really think they're off the hook. I guess I'm not patting myself on the back here. But I share it with people in the business, industry leaders, and get advice. That's why they're always, I'm not saying always changing, but they've gotten better all the time. You're formatting everything kind of organized. And again, you see the language that we speak for any of the new listeners. Please, rate, review, and subscribe. That shit just matters more than it should, man. Let's get through 1,000 subs. Especially when we talk about pitching, it's very important, I think, to stay templated, right? To have a procedural methodology, not to be too nerdy about it, but it's the truth, right? That way you won't miss, that way you won't forget, and that way you can, it's weird, the human brain, then you kind of pick up the rhythm, right? So you notice, we do surface stats, then estimators, we do discipline, then we do elevation, and then into batted ball quality. And I'm not saying that that's the only way. For me, it seems intuitive. And again, I've had a lot of success doing analysis in this, game of ours. That I really try and suggest to people to stay in that lane, And again, when you have all the sheets and you have all the data and everything is in order, it will allow you to process information at a much higher speed. And again, that's part of my key to success. Anthony Roman, what's going on? Not the positive, love it, Johnny Preach. Oh, I was a follower of a preaching man. We're just going off the rails, man. Come on. This show is, again, right? We're having fun, but this stuff is the stuff that matters. Yes, I would love to tell you, I have all the winning picks because I could read the future. That's not the case. But what I can do is hopefully build the process, all the strong inputs combined with risk management, strong analysis, followed up with discipline. And boom, that has been the key to my success, again, over a very long sample. So let's get back into the games. Valdez v. Garrett. I wanted to go under on this one. Jay, it's probably an F5 U4. If this one is U4.5, I will dig it. But if not, I think we got to leave it. Yeah, we can get a 4.5, which I'm a little surprised. I guess that one, hold on, let's pop into the offenses real quick. The Houston offense has been okay. Miami has not. I don't know. Houston's even been pretty good against lefties. That's probably the case for it. But even 4.5, there's a chance for Amber just sits on them. Let's take the U4.5. I like that one. I've had success with these. Yeah, PPS, DK down just totally set me back. So, I hear you, and that's why I'm juggling a bit right now. It was totally down. The entire, MLB betting world was, on its face. It was on its ass, really. So, yeah, I'll go score to 2-2 here. So, I really have loved these U4.5. I've had some success. Last weekend, we dropped, 2 in a row. It happens. I think the Ravens game, right, the KC-Boston game, kind of got away from us. It might have been Paxton, too. Anyway, these things happen. U4.5. On the Houston-Miami game, move it up. This one was not even listed. I got Quinn Priester for the Pirates and Cookie Carrasco for the Mets. Again, I couldn't find any lines up, so I don't have anything. We could just do the analysis really quick. Looking at my pitching sheets, I'm way over. Unless if this one is even, I don't know if there's F5 up, Jay. If this one is even, F5, U5, hold on, stop. Player props if I want to know if I watch the Yankees game. Yeah, that's why. That's it. That's what this thing is for. Smashing my head into the nearest fire hydrant as they were surrendering roads. Come on, Clay Holmes has been so good. These things, it happens. But yeah, the Yankees are a wreck. It's all good. So again, Mets not listed, but I think we can do the analysis, and I'll get you ready for when it is listed. So Priester's been terrible, 23 2/3, 8.75 ERA. That's a 1.9 WHIP, OPS up near 1,000. This one might not be listed because they might be looking for a replacement. Every single indicator up near 5.5 or worse. Remember, again, the stuff you get when you hang with us. When you see, because again, there's always these arguments over which estimators or indicators are better, Sierra and XFIP and FIP or expected ERA and all this stuff. I tend to think expected ERA is the strongest. I don't want to throw away Sierra. When they're in agreement, that is a straight up attack metric. So again, keep that in mind. When expected ERA and Sierra are both at even 5.25 or worse, even 5 or worse, then you go get it. Priester's been a disaster. 4.3 K minus BB, so 17.5 K to 13 walk, 41% ball rate. So right off the bat, you want to be looking at the Priester walks, to go over there. Again, just a ton of hard contact, almost 2 home runs per 9, 360 expected WOBA, trash at home, trash on the road. It's been really, really a rough go for this guy, man. Against Cookie Carrasco, tough go for him as well. I've also been bringing up again, it's all about the nuance and the context, especially this time of year. You got to be careful year-to-date stats. You want to make sure you're looking at least a little bit. Again, there's no proper, correct, definitive answer. Man, I've been finding... I based some analysis on Eno Saris's work of around 400 pitches where we find some objective stabilization, right? So there's some data back there. Excuse me. But you can't just go to 30 days. I've also found, I know I was talking to Maddie about this, I'd like to get that like 5th or 6th start in. So I usually go 30 days in the calendar plus 1 more week to get you around that 400 pitches, get like 6 starts. To give you an idea of the more recent trend, and even that it's been a disaster for Carrasco, more than a 10 ERA last 30. He's got a 6.4 ERA, 1.6 whip on the season, 15K to 10% walk, 38% ball rate, 90% zone contact. So, this one almost feels like an auto over. The bullpen stats are crazy as well. Mets just gave up 49,000 runs to the Braves. They have an 8 ERA last 44 innings, but a 4.6 ERA over 413 bullpen innings on the season. 8% barrel, 1.5 homer, 9. Those are all bottom 5 stats. Mets bullpen is not any good. Pittsburgh bullpen is average at absolute best. So I'd be looking to go over on this one. I don't generally like to go over double digits. But there's probably a good case for an 10 here as well. Mets offense hitting a little bit for what it's worth. Pirates offense is not. But if you need to get right against anybody, it's Cookie. The one thing, the Pirates have done, the disciplinary basket for the Pirates, very good. Top 3 in chase rate, number 1 zone contact, no double plays. Number 1 also in pull rate. So just sometimes those are the underpinning stats that'll get you, some runs against bad pitching. Let's move it up. It's the I should have waited to answer PPS. It's the New York Yankees. Clark Schmidt, holy Schmidt on the bump, plus 180 dog. That feels a little rich, man. Against, Max fried eggs and those Bravos again, minus 220. Listen, Schmidt's been very good as of late. And again, that's why I take the last 30 split. He has a sub-4 Sierra, last 400 pitches thrown, which is pretty good. He also has a 103 or better across the board on the plus metrics. I've just recently added those, so that's stuff, location, and pitching plus. Eno stuff that's now available for free on Fangraphs, right? So we're not taking anything. It's publicly available. Now, I know it gets some blowback, how valuable it is. I tend to think stuff plus on its own is good for fastballs. The entire basket is good together. Is pitcher good? If they have all 3 plus metrics, the answer is probably yes. Now, you want to be careful with Frieds. It's a small set, but he's been downright phenomenal. Right? 36 innings, that's a 2.5 ERA, 106 whip. Expected ERA at 2, Sierra at 3. It's phenomenal. 5% walk rate. All the things you expected, he kind of picked up right where you expected. 64% ground ball, 3% barrel, not a single blast, half a homer, 9, a 2.15 expected WOBA on the season. It's ridiculous, man. Max fried eggs doing the thing. I'm wondering if I have an under here also. I do, because this one was listed F5U5. I'm under. But man alive, I'm not going there. I can't go there. No. Well, Jay's starting to highlight some U5.5s using bet stamp. I'll tell you what though, man. That's probably our indication that we're going to get there. So if you're under and you're reading the tape on bet stamp, you probably want to wait anyway. I've kind of had a hard and fast rule not to short these Braves. Check it out, Braves, less 500 plate appearances. 101 runs, 28 homers, 302 batting average. That's a 918 OPS. 46% hard hit rate, 12% barrel. That's a 143 WRC plus. That's really good. I know I've been trashing my Yankee offense. This is why I'm not going to the under. As good as fried eggs has been, Yankees have hit left-handed pitching and really hit it well. Matty was the one that pushed me off. Luzardo against the Yankees, and they smacked him up, man. Yankees very good at hitting left-handed hitters. 353 WOBA versus lefties last 30. That's the Yanks. 354 expected WOBA. Man, very hard to hang that. That is like pure validation. That's one of the best in the league. That's probably top 5, and it probably implies like 5.5 runs across 9. So that's why I'm going to pump the brakes on the under, just to give you an idea. Again, even just because I don't bet it doesn't mean you won't. Also keep an eye on, if you're going money line, it's so expensive, but as good as the Yankees bullpen has been, Atlanta bullpen's been downright freaking awesome. Now, even the season-long stats are top 5 bullpen on the season. I mean, Atlanta just rocking and rolling. Next up, shopping with those elephants on beach balls at JP Sears. Plus 170 dogs on the road against Miles Michaelis and those freaking Cardinals. I swear. Miles Michaelis has costed me more money than anybody this year. Waiting for the regressions. The regression monster just won't show up. Let's take a look at Sears first. 4.23 ERA, but a 112 whip. Now, I covered at the Athletic. Whip being the strongest in-season correlator to earn run average, right? You're keeping runners off base with the high BAs, with the high BABIPs, with the steals going on. Right, even with a drop in homers, the rest of that stuff has fully compensated for it again. While you'll notice we'll mention backing bad teams sometimes because of high contact, we just kind of play into the BABIP. Indicators are kind of in the middle. He doesn't really strike out bad, just a Sears. But the walk rate at 5.5, ball rate at 34, and then the bully metrics again: 65 first strike, 35 O swing, 100 right on the nose. Kind of the things we look for. The problem is generally it comes with ground balls. And he's like an extreme fly ball pitcher, and that's where the problem has come. And this is why I wanted a piece of the A's, but I ended up pumping the brakes. 56% fly ball, 13% barrel. This is JP Sears, right? So that's just a killer, man. In a 5-inning bet, a race to 15 outs, that home run is just absolutely devastating. It is devastating. Now, I know the road numbers look really strong, 3.82 ERA, but all the indicators are over 5, right? His xFIP is over 5 when you rest the home runs. So I get that I'm coming off a series. I mean, it's been rough, man, because the Cardinals hit, right? They're pretty bad as a baseball team, but it's really hitting. Check out the Cardinal offense. And again, crushing lefties, crushing righties. They have mouthful. WOBA, X WOBA, lefty, righty split, right? So all 4, meaning lefty WOBA, lefty X, righty WOBA, righty X. Minimum 336. And the lefty side is minimum 349. Cardinals offense doing it right now. 268 team batting average, 804 OPS. The strikeout rate is best in the league. Listen, man, we talk about this all the time. I'm going to start stressing this for fantasy because really, the fantasy crowd is not watching this show the way they should. I'll tell you, and it's some of my favorite podcasts, my favorite, sharpest fantasy analysts. They constantly, I mean, the biggest mistake they make all the time and then wonder about it is they're facing Oakland. It's an easy matchup. RotoWire did this again. Jeff Erickson, Scott Jensen, not the name of names. I love them. Like, infinite respect. These guys are the freaking GOATs, man. They know it, okay? But they did it just today. That's how Oakland stinks. Face Oakland. Oakland does not stink right now, okay? Oakland does not stink. I believe very strongly in my moving average algorithm. We've showed in real time the ability to identify trend indication. And a lot of times you'll find the leading indicator is discipline. Teams that stop, especially quality teams, right? We picked Houston, San Diego, Yankees, and we go, those teams are good. Well, the Yankees, not so much. But timing it is really what it's all about, right? And you'll notice when teams that are quality stop striking out, start to maximize the amount of contact, that's when you are able to capitalize on the quality of contact, which goes back to the original feather that I mentioned at the outset of templating the information, right? That's why people love to run to barrels, and hard hits, barrels. You got to get there first. Okay, so again, feathers in the cap, nuance and context, big man, big mouth, rate, review, and subscribe because that shit matters. Please, bring this show back next year. Seriously, tell your friends. So again, Oakland offense is not great, but they're middle of the pack. You got to say, I got 13, I think it was 14. I didn't want to tweet. I wasn't trying to make that much trouble. If you watch this show, you deserve all the rawness. There had to be 13 teams that I have listed better than Oakland, worse than Oakland, I should say. Raw metrics heading into today. And then they're facing Miles Michaelis. Miles Michaelis, 4.2 ERA, 1.28 whip. Again, the indicators all around 4 3/4. The control is really good, right? 16.5 K is so low, but the 4% walk. I swear, I've been running out guys for K props. Again, he's striking my guys. It's ultimately frustrating. 7% swing to strike, 24 CSW. How does this guy strike anybody out? 16% whiff rate. That's like at the bottom of the league. Here's where why I've been going up against him, I should say. Something else I've been using is miss rate. Miss rate is the center box on Savant. Again, you can't just say, well, he misses a lot. Well, Tyler Glasnow can miss center. Shane McClanahan can miss center. Miles Michaelis cannot, right? There's a distinct difference. That's when you get this stuff, right? Nuance, everybody. He misses a ton. 8.7% miss rate for Michaelis. That's as bad as you're going to find, which is funny because he's very good at control, but his misses are bad. 90% zone contact, 8% barrel, and he just hasn't gotten punished at all for this stuff. Even though the BABIP wouldn't show it, it's been lucky, man. I that's why I see it. Decent on everything's just decent. There's really not much to hang your hat on with Michaelis except for the high location number. So let's hop into the offenses. I'm going to mention Oakland, the low batting average because they're selling out right now. We've covered a few teams that have gone through this approach. The Giants were doing it for a little bit. It was funny. It was the Braves, the very first 3 weeks of the season. If you're here that long, bless your heart. Thank you. What do I mean? So the average is low. The K rate, the disciplinary stuff is actually not terrible. They really don't chase these. This is the A's. But they're elevating. 43% fly ball, that's top 5. 48% pull rate, that's top 5. 42% hard hit rate, that's top 8. 10% barrel, it's top 8. They have not gotten the production. It hasn't come. You got to piece them together, right? That's the problem. Other sides, St. Louis, we mentioned it, they're really good. So, I really couldn't get myself to the Oakland side of this. I want to pop to the algo. Yeah, the algo just has St. Louis offense kind of overpowering them. And maybe even leaning towards an over if this one was listed at 8.5. Because the bullpens have been pretty weak. We've been picking on the Oakland bullpen all year. St. Louis bullpen kind of getting it right. The ERA and Sierra pretty strong, but a very high batting average. Not a lot of Ks, tons of zone contact. It's usually not the things we want from a bullpen, right? You want less contact, not more. So, I'm sorry, I'm sitting on the fence on this one, Jay. I'm just kind of blah today. I can't really get to it. Although, do me a favor, just bring up the F5 pricing, because that's where I wanted to lean. Even though, again, I do have St. Louis ahead. Sometimes I can be coerced with the price, but I have St. Louis ahead. Yeah, plus money with that run that I love, but again, I just can't get behind Sears, and I worry about the way the Cardinals hit lefty, so just moving on. Enjoy the analysis. Sometimes the best bet is no bet. We could do that lesson if you want at the end. Next up, Patrick Sandoval, plus 150 dog on the road against Old Blue Eye, the chairman of the board, Max Scherzer, minus 225, favorite at home. I know I paired this one, put it in the bin. I got Texas by a country mile. But I've been worried about looking for run-line covers for whatever reason. I think it might be actually, you know what? I think bring up the full game pricing if the run-line price is palatable, meaning plus 115, I'd say. It's worth a look, yeah. So, Jay, let's see if we can talk ourselves into it. Don't lock it in yet. Let's do some analysis, people. Sandoval, 3.86 ERA, 1.37 whip, 6.79 OPS. Now, again, right? I mean, we get to take a second to do some of the important stuff of how would you use the data. One of the reasons I hear people, part of the feedback that I get a lot that people enjoy is incorporating OPS. ERA and whip can be very misleading, and we know why, right? Not just is ERA stupid, but it's because any 2 points make a line, right? You put any 2 points on a chart and it makes a straight line. It becomes very hard to validate which is which, so again, I would tend to lean towards whip, but that's not everything. When you incorporate OPS, right, on base plus slug, again, nothing's perfect, but it gives you an idea. On base percentage allowed, so you're getting walks in there. Slugging is incorporated, so you're getting extra base hits, and home runs are incorporated. It matters. The third point will break or make a line, right? We use that in charting for technical analysis and trading. Again, I don't know where else you're getting any of this shit. Seriously, good luck with that. Good luck with that. I heard someone, this team has a K rate, a low K rate. Look, that's what you get. They spent 5 minutes. This team's on the road. Like they won 4 Tuesdays in a row. And you just, look, this is so stupid. I mean, clearly, this is clearly the smartest show on the internet and clearly the smartest betting show in comment section anywhere. If you don't like it, whatever, I got 2 words for you. A little DX thing. All right. So again, 3 points, invalidate the line. generally, a low whip and a low OPS would invalidate the high whip. But man, I'm a little worried. Check it out. XFIP, K minus walk ERA, and Sierra at 4 3/4 or worse. 19% K to 9.5 walk. Single digit K minus BB, that 37% walk rate. Do me a favor, bring up the Sandoval walk props. Those are always viable. Sometimes you could get those at 1.5 and at like a normal price. If not, and you could SGP it, maybe you go with the Sandoval overwalk and that Texas win that I mentioned. Right? Those two things kind of correlated. He's walking batters. Man, over 2.5 at plus money. We could go 2 on that. You want to go 2 on that? We could start getting into props like that, Jay. Putting $1 on them or putting $2 on them. Just to try and build the stack up as we're doing. We're doing so much good analysis and not pulling the trigger again. I take up a lot of responsibility for this. I have my own subpage, and it's very hard to coordinate these two things, right? It's out hours earlier, and prices change. We don't have access to all the same stuff, and again, I just don't want to get anybody in trouble. That's always my number one thing. If you do find yourself ever in trouble while betting, the last thing you should do is stop betting. I know that sounds like crazy bad advice. What you need to be doing is stop putting live money on it, right? Continue betting, get a notebook and a pad, write everything down in real time. When you place your bets at the price, keep the record and the total. And then after 30 days, if you show a profit, you put money back in the account. So you just don't want to deposit. Again, if you find yourself depositing, you should have to earn it first in a combine. Jay, please clip this and tag Rob, okay, people? If you are losing and your account goes down to 0, you should not fund it unless you could show 30 or 60 days of profit on paper in demo mode. There's the best piece of advice that anybody could give you. This is coming from somebody with now decades of experience in high stakes risk ventures. All right, wrap that bow up. That's a great freaking lesson. So we're worried about Sandoval because the control was really bad. He's been really good on the road. Again, you got to be careful with those splits. And as of late, last 400 pitches, the ERA is great, but all the indicators are not. Getting by with sub 98, stuff, location, and pitching plus. And again, in case you're into the nerdy stuff, the plus metrics do not work on the same plus scale as WRC plus, for example, where a 101 is 1% better than 100. 10 is a standard deviation. So 40% of a standard deviation, 96 is a lot worse than 4%. To just give you an idea, again, I'm having trouble backing Sandoval. Scherzer looked awesome. He's in a great spot, on a team competing. What else could you ask for? Checking all the boxes, right? 20K minus BB, 33% walk, 70% first strike, 34 O swing. I mean, unbelievable. Anytime you're a couple ticks over that bully metric, that's a guy we want to get with. I hear people often cite the fly ball rate. I understand it's very high at 48. However, but, big shaking butt, get the garden hose, butt. 12.5 infield fly, right? He's working up in the zone, especially with nobody on base. So yes, you get home runs, but they're solo shots. That's the best that I could explain it. People just... And Matt runs a home run roulette against Scherzer. No doubt he's probably going to give up a home run today. But it's probably going to be a solo shot. And it's probably not going to matter much in terms of the game. He's just been death on righties, death on lefties, fantastic at home, fantastic as of late. All this plus metrics in place. And we know the Texas offense is really damn good. 829 team OPS, number 2 in chase rate, last 500 plate appearances, 10% barrel, 126 WRC plus, 333 team WOBA against lefties. Flip side, Angels are just trash. I probably should have mentioned, we know whenever the Angels are playing, you need to look at the K props on the other side. Max Scherzer is probably 8.5 or 9. I just can't ever get there. But if you're into that stuff, go for it. That might also be another pair. If you want to pair his strikeouts with the win total, I guess I'm leaning myself towards the run line, and I'll tell you why. We have the first, what I like to call a 3-phase edge. We have a distinct pitching edge. We have a distinct edge on offense, and then you pop into the bullpen. LA Angels last 50 innings. It's a 5.6 ERA, 177 whip, 275 batting average allowed, 14% walk rate, 10% barrel. Yikes, yowza. On the other side, Texas really getting it going. 36 2/3. That's a 172 ERA, 0.85 whip, 170 batting average. Wow. 23 K minus BB. Really doing the thing. Only one loss last 14 games. Give me Texas to cover the run line, Jay. Next up, my dude. This one automatically, whenever you see Seattle and Kansas City. Brian David, we see you, man. Listen, better late than never. Some might say you're fashionably late. You only missed about 47 jillion words. 1.21 gigawatts. All right. It's Logan Gilbert and the Mariners against KC and Brady, the wedding singer. Bring up the F5 under. You know that's the first place we're going to look. Gilbert, we've been backing all year. He's an ace. 3.6 ERA, 102 whip, 4% walk rate, 33 ball. Right, he's another one for walk props anytime. Yeah, okay, so I think we're going to get a couple here. We definitely like the U 4.5. Right, just cut to the chase. Gilbert's very good. Singer has been great as of late. Remember, waves, sine waves. I think he's. Oh man, I don't want to misquote. There were some tangible changes that I heard about. I don't want to misquote. These offenses are both okay. It's funny. You go by WRC Plus and it looks pretty good. It's not. I'm not buying it. Seattle strikes out a ton. Kansas City's offense is not very good. They're going to get done on average and BABIP, but there's just no power. I'm just not buying it. Again, they're kind of spiking, but I'm not buying it. They're not any good. So first things first, we want the U4.5. Let's take that one. Then I'd also like you to look at the Logan Gilbert walk props, Jay. Because if that one is under 1.5 and we're getting kind of a decent line, that's viable. Also, people, my parlay people out there, don't be shy. The players that we mentioned, you kind of put those together. I know people do that. Again, you got some old fogey out there sucking his teeth. Parlays, you can't make money doing that. Yes, you can if you dial down the risk. Yes, you can. Okay, so be quiet. Because you'll have a old boomer, I don't even get it. All the experience in the world, but the advice to me is not that good. They'll tell you to bet 2 bets juiced up. You got to hit them both to profit anyway. I'll never understand. I won't. I just can't get that. I don't get it. You got to pay max premiums, and you got to hit them both. Sometimes if you hit 1 out of 2, it's a loser, and it's just ridiculous. It's so stupid. It really is just so stupid. So let's get back into it. See, this is the problem with these and why you need to pair these things. The Logan Gilbert prop for anybody not watching is at 1.5 minus 180. Since you have this awesome app up, Jay, clear your throat. Take 30 seconds to tell them about BetStamp. I remember before we get out of here.
Of course, John. I'll tell everyone about BetStamp here in a sec. Guys, if you want to improve as a sports bettor, the easiest way to do so is to use an odds aggregator tool like BetStamp. BetStamp just simply compares all odds across all sports books, whether it be player props, games, futures, all of that. Save time and money, by using BetStamp. Download the app today. And a reminder, if you are looking to sign up for new sports books and open more sports books, guys, you can see that link on screen, betstamp.app/call to the pen. Check out the link in the description or the pinned comment. And if you sign up through there, it helps support the show.
Thank you, Jay Bird. Killing those ad reads, my dude. William Craig, I see you. Thank you, man. You know, you guys just mean, guys and girls out there mean the world to me. William Craig says, Scherzer K's at 7.5 minus 105. And this is part of the problem in my game. Jay, bring that up. And if that's the case, we want that. And what I mean to say is, we carry, like, predispositions, I guess. Like assumptions, right? Making asses of you and me. Because I feel like every single time I check a K prop, it's not only juiced up, it's a full strikeout higher than I want it to be. Right? You should do analysis and think of what you want the price to be. I know how they juice these things up. But if that's the case, William Craig says Scherzer 7.5 minus 105. I want that. That you can get. If that one's live and that's out there, you take that one again. Let's take a look. Let's validate it. People looking for it. Seattle, the strikeout stuff is awful. I think bottom 3 in K on the year, but also last 500 plate appearances, it's 26% K, 13 swing and strike, 35 chase, 83 zone contact. I mean, you got to put this stuff together. We've had such success over the course of the year. We had another double winner on Friday. You know, Friday comes around on the weekend, and Monday comes and I forget to boast how awesome we are, Jay, at these daily K leaderboard, right? We had the double. Didn't we have both of these? I think we had both of them. I think 2 of the 5 guys, we had 11 strikeouts. Was Abbott one of them? So, like, Damani, in the room, what's good, man? Good to see you. Appreciate you. Sitting out today's card, but appreciate the knowledge, and we appreciate you, man. Yeah, again, I want you to watch a show every day. But unlike a lot of the other betting shows, I feel like it's going to sound weird. I feel like there's a story arc to this show. We're building, like, learning together. And a lot of times, changes we make are because of lessons we've learned, talked about, thought about, then actually applied. So, you could turn on a show any time of day, any day, I guess, and get entertained. But I really think, betting or not, you kind of tune in 40 minutes. I know I wouldn't, if there was another one of these, I wouldn't miss it for my life, man. All right, Seattle strikes out a ton. And again, building the tapestries, right? Be careful of just K rate. You want to make sure they're chasing and losing in the zone. Scherzer's been a goat. Again, if I didn't see you get it up, Jay, I was flipping around. But if you get the 7.5 Scherzer Ks at good money, like that's a certainty. Yeah, he's got it. Great call, man. William Craig, we appreciate you, brother. Great call. Yeah, let's hit that. Next up. Merrill Kelly and the Diamondbacks go to Colorado to face the Gun Show and Chris Flexen. I gotta hurry up. Well, this one should be easy. It wasn't listed again. I may be flexing. Is this one listed? I have a run line cover on this, like outright. I just have an absolute decimation. Oh, Jay said the other K one was burned, so I have to back it up. That was incorrect. So we had one of the two winners and got another split, which is a victory because the odds are so freaking long. So Jay, thank you for your honesty. Sorry if I missed that. Damani grinding some best ball draft. Yo, man, DM me, brother. Yo, hit me up, man. I'm playing. I'm actually moving over to Drafters. I think that's where the overlay is right now, but I got tons of underdog stuff going on too, man. Yo, love that stuff, man. I'm getting ready for full-on shift to it. Jay, bring up that board again. Doth my eyes deceive me? Did I see a -2.5 on the run on the cover? All right, people, you got to forget this one. This is one is you got to pair Arizona or not at all. Oh, you want to pair Arizona with Texas? I think I paired them with. I think I might even had someone else. I can't. Jeez, who the hell did I have? Oh, yikes, I had St. Louis. And I think I liked that other one because Arizona wasn't posted. I would have posted. So let's pair Texas and... Oh, no, wait. We played the run line? So maybe back off. If you want to pair the one I posted, I'll back that. Again, I just had the St. Louis model number so crazy, and even though I'm not a fan of Michael as he has done it. So if you want to pump the brakes, Jay, that one, it's fine. I'll leave that one up to you. Again, we're in Colorado. They're going to be in Colorado all week long. Don't bother doing pitching analysis. It's really stupid. Yeah, I don't think this game is up. If you do get Kelly v. Flexen, that one is a smash spot for Arizona. It's a smash spot for the run line, although I generally don't like to pay attacks. Keep in mind, the Arizona offense has been struggling. The Arizona bullpen has struggled, but Colorado is like the worst team and bullpen combination in the league right now. Let's get into the next ones. The next one is my just watch it game of the night. Grayson Rodriguez and the Orioles +110. Slight dogs on the road against Yu Darvish and the Padres. I mean, this is like playoff baseball. I'm not saying I don't bet playoff baseball, but I don't really bet playoff baseball because I'm generally looking for an edge. The price says it all. These guys are both excellent. Rodriguez ignored the season-long stats. He's been excellent as of late. He's now dragging up those plus metrics I mentioned. 111 stuff plus, 105 pitching plus. He's been very good. 345 ERA last 400 pitches. Again, the indicators kind of agreeing. Yu Darvish has been a GOAT. We had him as a positive regression candidate. Now that's been coming to fruition. He's been excellent as of late. Also, I think Baltimore's offense has struggled. Too many ground balls, but still getting it done. They've struggled against righties. San Diego's been excellent. I mean, we were on top of that one. Just avoid them right now. They're smoking hot. Jake the Snake Cronenworth is the man right now. But one thing I have noticed, Baltimore has really struggled against righties. I was leaning towards like under here. Let me just check the algo, but I chickened out because of San Diego. I'd just like to be honest. No, I'm right. I had like 2.5 to 2, which makes 4.5, so I'm out. Again, just watch this one. This one should be fun to watch. Next up and last up. I want to bury the lead because we got to get out of here, but this one's pretty easy to analyze. It's Rays and it's Giants. Jay Bird, if it's listed, just let's go with the Ray run line. This was our last action where I was talking all that shite about trend indication. The latest one was the Rays. Okay, I'm on record with this. I've been very clear about like sounding the klaxon when you want to start backing these teams that are good but have stunk, and it's time to get back on board. The Rays to cover. +125, I love that. I like anything over +115 when I get these kind of rings. Glass now is a GOAT, 315 ERA, 1 flat whip. I mean, he's just the man. 34.5 K rate, 34 CSW. His numbers are broken. 37 whiff, and 81 zone contact. He's freaking awesome, yo. He's so good. He's so good. He's one of my favorite pitchers to go. Last 400 pitches, 165 ERA. Indicators agree. XFIP Sierra below 3. 120 stuff plus. mean, just ridiculous. He's striking out 35% of lefties and 34% of righties. I mean, he's been so freaking good. Ryan Walker's going to go for the Giants, who's been good, but he's just opening. I worry about the following stuff there because I don't think they have the firepower on offense to back it up. Rays offense are starting to show us the little bit that we like. Again, it hasn't happened yet. I'm trying to get in early on this one. The K rate has started to drop. The walk rate started to pick up. It's still ugly on the surface. Remember, we're just kind of experiencing it. We're not through the full 500 plate appearance, right? Once you get those a 2-week sample, you got to get through 2 weeks before the sheet shows your production. So because we're watching it every day, I see the colors start to change. What I mean is, those sheets I mentioned, again, I really think it's the best $20 you could spend if you bet on this stuff. Just for the time it saves. I mean, 49 windows you'd have open. That when everything's formatted, right, blue to red, matching Savant, when the color starts to shift, when it goes from that very, very, very dark blue, and we talk about jumping on these teams and attacking them, and it starts to shift down, you're getting the signal, right? Because they're starting to lift the ball also. They're hitting the ball hard. 113 WRC plus for the Rays list 500 PAs. They were dog S lately. They're starting to get it going. Giants are atrocious. This is like the worst thing going right now. They're just terrible. It's a 65 WRC plus. I mean, terrible against lefties, terrible against righties. Too many ground balls. 12% swing and strike. They just don't do anything. They have no steals. You notice that also something we spoke about. Sorry, Jay, we're at 42. I gotta get out of here. I know. These teams that struggle need contact. You got to steal if you want to score runs. The Giants stink. They galaxy brained this platoon stuff into the ethos. It's oblivion right now. You could jump on them, and then Tampa bullpen. And the ERA is about 5 last 50 innings, but the Sierra's at 3.5. The walk rate at 7. That's the stuff I'm looking for. 1 homer 9. Giant bullpen 5.5, ERA 4.2. Sierra, but a 1.5 whip because they have a double-digit walk rate. I think the Rays get it going and just. I'm sorry, that was the Pods. The Giants was a +4 Sierra. Low walk rate, 41 fly ball. They've eaten 5 losses last 2 weeks. They're coming apart a bit. But I think Tampa just runs away with this one. So Tampa to cover it. And we're out of here, everybody. Fastest show in MLB. Absolutely freaking anywhere. Take that one to the bank, yo. Thank you for watching. Deep into August, man. If you're still watching this type of show, 40 minutes in, this deep into August, you are, part of this. You are us, right? We are one. I am you. You are Sparta, right? This is madness. And whoever thinks they're going to file through that little tunnel and take us down is going to end up in the pit. All right, let's get out of here. I should have a really cool guest for Friday. I'm going to try and lock him in. And that'll do it. Rate, review, and subscribe matters more than it should. Jay did the little scan thing. Go check us out on BetStamp. And that will do it. Thanks for picking up what we're putting down. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day. When we're done with the book, enjoy that pay. And remember, when you work this hard, there's a lot less like luck, yo. Peace.